He had to run away from home. And he had to go out. And now he's had to run away, and he's all by himself. And he has to start on this journey back to where the mommy came from. And so he's in the middle of the forest. He's all by himself. And all of a sudden it gets dark. And he has to sleep in the middle of the forest here. And he has no pillow. So he picks up a nice rock. And he said, you know what? That rock is going to be my pillow. Well, as he falls into a deep sleep, he has an amazing dream. Now, in this dream, he dreams of a stairway or a ladder to heaven. And on this stairway, he sees angels going up the stairs and down the stairs, up the stairs and down the stairs. And at the very top of this beautiful staircase into heaven, he sees Jesus at the very top. And Jesus says, Jacob, Jacob, this is the God. I'm the God of your grandfather Abraham, and I'm the God of your father Isaac. He said, Jacob, I'm going to bless you. The same promise I gave to your grandpa Abraham is yours. He said, I'm going to give you the land on which you're sleeping. Look to the left. Look to the right. Look up. Look down. All of this land will be yours one day. He goes, and you're going to have so many children that it'll be like the dust or the dust in the ocean, in the sands of the sea. That's how many kids you're going to have. He goes, and I'm going to be with you wherever you go. He said, do not be afraid. I'm going to be with you. I'm not going to leave you. He said, until I finish what I've set out to do. So all of a sudden, Jacob, he wakes up and he said, whoa, that was an amazing dream. He said, God was or is here. He said, God is here in this beautiful place. He said, and I did not know it. And guess what? God is here right now. God is here right now. And there's some people who say, I didn't know that. I didn't know God was here. And they will go and they won't realize. And so that's what Jacob said. He goes, God is here in this place right now, and I didn't even know it. And he said, God, I'm going to believe you. He goes, I can't believe that even though I'm a trickster, I tricked my dad, I tricked my brother. I can't believe that even though I'm a trickster, you're still going to bless me? How can that be? I'm amazed. I'm astonished that you see in me something good, even though I'm a trickster by heart. And he said, God, if you take care of me, just like you said you would, if you watch over me, if you give me clothes, if you give me enough food in my belly, if you bring me back to my family in peace without my brother hurting me, he said, I surrender. I give you my heart. Come live in my heart. And at that moment, Jacob invited Jesus into his heart. And he set up a little rock as a memorial. That rock that he slept on, he went ahead and he got some oil, and he poured oil over that rock. And an oil represents the Holy Spirit. So he poured the Holy Spirit oil like over that rock. And he said, this place is going to be called Bethel. And Bethel means God's house. He said, this is going to be God's house. Now, the old place was called Luz. That's what it used to be called. And Luz means separation. Because at one time, Jacob was separated from his family. He was separated from his home. But he goes, now, instead of being called separation, it's going to be called house of God. And this became a very special place for Jacob. And this is the place that he got saved. He got saved. But guess what? He was still a little bit of a trickster. And sometimes we can accept Jesus into our heart, but that doesn't mean we've changed right away. Sometimes we're still a trickster. We got Jesus, but Jesus is going to change us. Once we get the Holy Spirit in us, then God will start working on us. And that's what happens to Jacob. For 20 years, God is going to have to be working on his heart. And eventually, he's going to change his heart too. And he's going to get a new name. And that new name is going to be Israel. But we're going to learn about that in the next week. So let's watch a little